Amendment 3, Lord Moylan.
My Lords, I rise to speak to my amendments 3 and 17. Now, the bulk of the amendments in this group are to do with age verification, and my amendments are not. And I don't intend to speak about age verification, but the process of numerical determinism which governs our actions and procedures means that I have the privilege of speaking first in this group. My amendments are to do with the question of whether certain regulations should be approved and made by the affirmative process or the negative process. This is, I hope, a relatively uncontroversial topic, and indeed, I hope will find support across your Lordship's House, because I wish to move from the current arrangement whereby these regulations are made under the negative process to the affirmative process, which generally does find favour amongst your Lordships. Now, both amendments require certain regulations, and I'm talking about specific regulations, not all regulations, but they require certain regulations to be approved by the affirmative process. Number 3 relates to tobacco sales, and number 17 relates to vape sales. And the activities subject to these regulations are what constitutes a defence by the retailer if charged with an offence under the bill. In other words, these are regulations which state how a retailer must operate if that retailer is to have an offence under the bill from the charge of making illicit sales. Now, all I would say is that these must be, in order to be effective, must be highly technical and challenging amendments, which will require not only the broadest consultation with representative bodies, including not only those representing retailers, but those representing trading and standards and enforcement officers, but I think would benefit greatly from parliamentary scrutiny. They will involve such issues as what sort of we're going to come on to this, what sort of age verification is going to be acceptable, and other matters of that sort, which, as I say, are likely to be very technical and will have to work. And if they're going to work, the greater the level of scrutiny they are given, the better. I think the argument in that sense makes itself. I hope the government will see that there's nothing mischievous about this amendment, but I do think that the bill would benefit and its operation would benefit by accepting them, and that there should be very little difficulty in doing so. I'm not proposing to speak on the broader question of age verification that will come up in the course of this debate, but I do wish to move amendment number 3.
Amendment proposed. Clause 1, page 2, line 3. Leave out negative and insert affirmative.